If you enjoyed the channel and our video content and would like to support us, you can do this in a couple of ways. You can sign up to our Patreon site, which is a monthly subscription to one of our 4 tiers, each giving you something different from early access interviews up to exclusive unseen footage. There's also the option of a one-off donation via PayPal, which allows you the option to donate an amount of your choice. Both options really help to keep this channel going and to continue putting out regular content for you good folk. So please take a look at aircrewinterview.tv/donate, and I thank you in advance. Thank you and enjoy. So John, let's talk about green flag. Tell us about what the exercise is all about. Was it true this was the first GR1 on the exercise?
It was, yeah. It was supposed to be, I never quite figured this frankly, but it was supposed to be red flag but with electronic warning issues. And since I never went to red flag, I'm not quite sure what the differences were, but it seemed to me the same as it normally is. So we went there. That was our first go on the Tornado. So anyway, you arrive there, and of course it's massive. There are airplanes all over the place. I don't want to exaggerate, but I seem to remember 160 airplanes in what they called a gorilla. It was called a gorilla, yeah. All these airplanes. And especially at Nellis Air Force Base, because one of the runways, when you took off from there, it went over the town, and you couldn't use that one. So often you find aircraft going opposite directions, and it was... I saw, I wish I could find it now, it was a tape. And it was a tape of the air traffic control. And if ever you've heard good air traffic control, you've heard nothing as good as this. Unbelievable. People just talking. All aircraft all over the place, all different types of airplanes, everything else. And I'm told that the way they did it was because eventually he dried up. They used to have somebody behind him, and the moment he dried up, he sat down and this next guy started speaking, and then they did this. Yeah. But it was a lot of airplanes. Now, when we, unlike, for example, when we did the SAC bomb competition, we did integrate with the Americans a lot. We were all in the same area and everything else. We tended, for whatever reason, which I don't know, we didn't go out with them subsequently, but we're certainly there. And in fact, when we got there, this young guy, he was F-16 pilot, I know he was going on about the F-16 and this and that, and he said, and we've got this jamming pod, and it's the XYZ, and it's the latest version, and we're going to kick ass, take names. And my heart sank, because I thought, our kit is useless at this. It really is. We've tried it everywhere. It doesn't bloody work, nothing could be far from the truth. Yeah. Our kit was brilliant.
And what was the kit?
Well, it was a Sky Shadow pod and a Boss chaff and flare dispenser.
Yeah.
Right, they're the outboard pods. And the jamming pod was absolutely brilliant. And we know this because what happened was, in the debriefs, they would show what the Russian radars were seeing, because they were all Russian kit, and what they were actually seeing on their radars. And the F-16, this fantastic F-16, it sort of jammed it, and you'd see lots of sort of shimmering on the radar. But with the Tornado, gone. Nothing. You couldn't see a thing.
Really?
Yeah. It was great. So much so that we got a call from the radar operators, and they said, look, would you mind doing the last day using your radar, which we didn't do. We'll come on to that in a minute. So we didn't have our radars running all the time, so they couldn't pick you up from there. And also, don't jam. So we can see what your radar signature is, because up till now we haven't seen it. So we did that. We just did some runs for them to do that. That was amazing. And the chaff and flare dispenser, well, the world's chaff was in this damn thing. I mean, it just went on forever. And the other thing, which you can't practice in peacetime very much, I realised how much the audible stuff is the important stuff. Yeah. You don't see anybody really, because everybody, it's bloody miles away, and these tiny aeroplanes and things. It's the audible, so you could very quickly, one day, and you could tell the search radar of the F-15, which is what was after you, and then you get the lock on, and off you go with your chaff and flare dispenser, and away you go.